Merida. We are standing in front of the old Roman thermal baths, the public ones. They were used between the 1st and the 4th century by men and women, and you can see rests of both cold water and hot water pools. They have restored one part of it, which are the arches. So what happened was that the slaves would keep the fire going to heat up the air, and then the air would go under the arches and circulate into the rooms with the hot water baths. So it's pretty cool. Merida, you can expect to pay an entrance fee of €6 for most of the attractions, and trust me when I say that you really want to enter all the attractions there, because it's so many amazing things to see, Roman ruins and other stuff. You can get a joint ticket for €16, and that gives you access to most of the attractions here, so you save a lot of money. You can buy that ticket at the entrance on any of the attractions that's included there. The Basilica of Santa Eulalia. It was built in the 5th century on top of some ancient Roman houses, so you can still see the ruins of them under the church. It's actually two different sites, so to visit the Basilica itself is not included in the all-day pass of €16, so you have to pay €2 cash when you go in. But you can enter the interpretation center where you get all the information about the Basilica, and you get information about the Roman houses and the crypts that you find beneath it, which is really cool to see. front of the Basilica is dedicated to Saint Eulalia. She is the patron saint of Merida, and her martyrdom is really similar to the patron saint of Barcelona by the same name. So historians think that it might be the same person that we're talking about. Merida is the city in Spain with the most well-preserved Roman ruins throughout the city. There are so many amazing ruins everywhere you go. These ones are of a portico from a Roman monument. We are gonna go and see even more spectacular Roman ruins. Come on. This incredible structure is the Temple of Diana. It's one of the best preserved temples in Merida and also a UNESCO site. It's believed to be built in the early 1st century when Emperor Augustus took over the area, and it would have been a really important part of the Roman Forum here. In front of the Temple of Diana, they have found remains of an old Islamic building. They believe it was a palace where the emperor, like the Muslim emperor, were living before they built the Alcazaba. This is the Roman amphitheater in Merida. It was built in the 8th century BC, and the middle here would be covered in wood, like wooden floor, and it would be fights between gladiators. So usually they had couples that fought together, or there were groups, depending on the skills and the weapons that they used. I'm now standing in the entrance of one of the monumental gates of the amphitheater. This is where they would open up the games with a big parade going through. They would also let the winning gladiators come through here on the way out. So it's pretty cool to think about that between the 1st and the 4th century they had games down here. It was like slaves, it was prisoners of war, and it was criminals fighting down here and walking the same hallway as I'm walking now. Guys, this is where the games were taking place. The gladiators, they would train like for ages in groups where they trained like depending on what kind of skills they had and what weapons they used. They were living on a really protein-rich diet. Usually they ate mostly meat, barley and beans. And because of their lifestyle and all the fights, they would usually not live much longer than 27 years. When Emperor Augustus took over, he actually banned the killing of gladiators here. Unfortunately, the emperors that came after him, they lifted the ban, so they started to play games until they killed each other again. It's seriously insane to sit in a place that was built between the 16th and 15th century BC. Like all the games that have taken place here during all those years. It was actually mainly Greek plays that they started to have on this scene, like when it was first built, and the Romans loved watching it. Casa Mitreo is a massive Roman mansion that was excavated, first found in the mid-1900s, later excavated in 1993. It got designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It is amazing with all the different rooms and receptions and things that a rich Roman family would have. I'm now standing in an ancient Roman graveyard. The building behind me is where they used to incinerate the bodies, except from the babies. According to Roman customs, they would never incinerate small babies. Vlog from Merida here by this amazing Roman bridge. It's 762 meters long and it has 60 arches, and it was built so that it would handle the water racing and going down 4 meters, which is pretty cool. It has been restored the last time in the 17th century though, so it's quite a while ago. We really loved Merida and I can't wait to come back here. It's such an underrated city, so if you have the chance to come here, I really recommend it. You will get like so much more than what you would expect, and without the huge tourist crowds that you get to other places like Barcelona, Malaga and Seville. So Merida, 10 out of 10, make the visit. I hope you enjoyed this vlog. We are on our way to our next destination, which is Porto in Portugal, so stay tuned for more amazing content soon. Bye!